Hey there, Saints fans. Welcome back to Talking Saints. It's been a minute.
Oh, yeah. And do we have some great news for you tonight?
We have some great news. First off, we want to thank all of you because I know we've asked you a lot, and we asked you to vote for Best Local Podcast, and Alex has added it at the end of every episode. He's threatened you at the end of every episode.
Yeah, on this election day, we just like to say that we won Best Local Podcast.
Best Local Podcast
Talking
on the Gulf
Saints.
Coast.
Some pretty great
Isn't
news.
that cool? I don't know if you can
myself.
you can see that there.
It's exciting stuff. It's beautiful.
We appreciate you for voting. It's such a cool award. We're gonna. I'm in the process of moving, and I'm gonna set up a cool little setup there. I'm gonna have that on the shelf just to remind you that you voted. And that's what we're voting for today, right? That's what we.
Yeah.
Some people you're a little late. Either way, another big news.
What's that?
Dennis Allen has been fired. Let's go, baby. Amir, bring out the victory cigars. Amir, the victory cigars. Bring them out, baby. Let's go. Dennis Allen is out of here. Crank those bad boys out. Here we go. Victory cigars. We have Let's go, baby. Light them up. So Dennis Allen is gone. And, okay, hold on. We just got some new news. Probably some more about Dennis Allen. Oh. Marshawn Lattimore's been traded. Amir, the victory cigars.
They tasted.
Yeah, we were this close.
Nice on my lips.
We were that close. Yeah, I didn't even
always next year, I guess.
Hey, thank you, man. Hey, well,
Thanks. Hey,
we'll see.
welcome
Thank
to
you.
the show, man.
Thanks, Amir.
Well, Trip, man, we were close. We almost had the perfect few days of a news cycle, but
I mean, it was a nice technically 24 hours.
yeah, man. I know there were a lot of trade talks. I was hoping that maybe it was like a Hunter Renfrow situation where there were those talks and then the coach gets fired and then they get kind of shoved out the window. But I mean, it just hurts because he's been with us forever. He's part of that elite 2017 draft class. And I'm going to miss him. I really hope, especially because it kind of feels like we're tanking now, which is I'm cool with.
Yeah. It's
I hope that when
warranted.
he comes and plays us on December 15th that he has a good game. I hope that he picks Derek off a couple times.
I hope he has a good game. I don't want him to as much as the fans are upset with Derek. Derek's never done anything to warrant it in terms of
Although that fourth down throw was pretty bad.
I think, dude, the conspiracy theorist in me. There's no. When does that kind of play happen?
On purpose.
I think all of them
There was also
lost it on purpose.
a 3rd and 1 in the fourth quarter where Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill were not on the field.
I'm telling you, dude, something. Maybe it's a little fishy. I don't know, but it was said that Gail Benson met with the team, not the staff,
Mickey Loomis.
with the team the week before the Panthers game, which makes me think they're like, oh, if you lose to the Panthers, we'll do something.
Yeah.
Makes me think that maybe
we lost on purpose. Either way, Bryce Young, I will say, this is his 3rd game I've seen him play against the Saints, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 3rd or 4th?
Maybe 4th.
Maybe 4th. That is by far the most accurate I've ever seen him place the ball.
He looked like his college form, and happy for the guy. Panthers, they've been really bad for a long time. I don't have the disdain, the distaste in my mouth that I had for them back in the Cam Newton era.
Cam Newton was lighting us up.
But I felt we appreciate you. Hey, Bryce, if you're watching, thanks for firing Dennis.
No, I appreciate you, man. You can walk through the streets of New Orleans unharmed, bro.
Let's you know what? Let's give a little credit where credit's due, okay? Dennis, we appreciate you for reviving the defense in 2017.
Along with Lattimore, too.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate you bringing those guys on.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you for, having a good defense, knocking Tom Brady around a little bit, but you just weren't a great head coach.
He knew how to find the personnel. I'll give him that. But
you weren't a great head coach, man, and it stinks because
technically one of the worst head coaches ever.
Yeah, I think statistically, you should not have been a head coach as long as you should not have came back from your original stint as a head coach.
I mean, how were you on the Raiders and got fired with a quarterback, went to another team, brought that quarterback in, and then got fired again? I don't think
by that
that's
same
ever
guy.
happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, and of course that's the Saints who allow that kind of buffoonery.
Hey, let's just you know
let's
what?
celebrate. Hey,
Hey,
I mean,
you know what, Dennis, you're gone.
bright side.
Thanks for all you did, but we're glad you're gone.
I will
Right?
always cherish those times that I had with Marshawn Lattimore. I will miss him forever. He's forever the greatest Saints cornerback I've ever seen.
He's one of the best picks,
But
defensive
at
picks we've ever
least
had.
we got a real sort of draft haul from him. I've seen
and that was a good pick. That was
like it wasn't just like, oh, we need to move him and hopefully somebody saves us some money. We got a lot of dead cap next year, but 26 and 27, I want to say we saved like $33 million.
yeah. So next year we will be eating a lot of cap, and if any time's a good time for Cam to retire, I know Ramchek's going to retire.
Yeah,
It'll be a good time next year. Let's eat that cap. I'm trying to think who's going to be part of that quarterback class in that following year.
The following year, Arch. This year it's Cam Ward and it's
You got Shedeur Sanders.
I'm not crazy
Quinn
about either of them.
Ewers,
I mean, all three of those guys could potentially make it in the NFL, but
Technically, Jalen Milroe is available. I don't want
none
him.
of those guys are like shoo-ins to be quality NFL starters.
I think out of all of them, the only one that has like
traits,
they won't let him fail is Shedeur.
yeah.
There's no way. I mean, you can't have one of the princes of the NFL.
It's just like that's
You
the
know,
thing is like he is
his son
just
do
too athletic. I mean, even if he doesn't work out at quarterback, he'll find a way to play in the
Sure.
NFL. Like that's the same thing with Travis Hunter. I mean, if he doesn't work out at wide receiver, maybe he plays secondary.
It's be interesting to see where he actually plays, and he could very well be on the Saints at the end of this season or at the start of next season.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Here's the downside is we've lost 7 straight games, and I'm sure you didn't need us those last 2 weeks to tell you that the Saints are bad.
Yeah.
We get to pack a bunch of fun stuff into this episode. Even though Marshawn being traded isn't necessarily fun, he gets to go to the Commanders, which is a team. He has Jaden Daniels. I'm an LSU fan. I'm excited to see him play for those
Good
guys.
for him.
I'm excited to see that he's not on the Chiefs. I'm just tired of
He's
watching
on-
the Chiefs.
He's on an
Sorry to all the
ascending
Chiefs
team.
fans.
Like this team, the Washington Commanders are going to be good for a while, and it's what a heck of a place for Marshawn to go and spend the next 2 or 3 years
Mm-hmm.
at. And I think that he's probably gonna stay with Washington if he continues to play
Yeah, I
football.
think he's definitely
but if
got, like-
not, I mean, he has freedom. Like we sent him to a contending team, which is what he deserves. Like he does not deserve to go and play on a team that is like the Saints.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's
like
given
what
so
happened,
much to us.
Like
so much
Devontae
to us.
Adams getting traded from the Raiders to the Jets, and they're just as bad, even worse.
But I say
stupid.
Devontae wanted to go there.
Yeah, that's his fault. Marshawn, though, we love him.
Love him.
We're gonna root for him. In fact, I hope he wins the Super Bowl this year. Right?
That'd be absurd.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He should already have one under his belt, but we already we know about that,
I
right?
know where you live, Bill Vahanovich.
So I guess with Dennis gone, Darren Rizzi's our interim head coach. And this episode's kind of all over the place, but there's just so much to talk
A
about.
lot to talk about.
Darren Rizzi is the interim head coach. I think he's a guy that could fire the team up.
Yeah.
I hope they play well for him. I hope we still lose. This is terrible.
It's hard to say. I've never rooted against the Saints, but at 2-7, I mean, we're in uncharted territory. It's like,
It's just it's for the better good.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
a lot of our guys are getting old. Our best player just got traded away for some picks. You go get a guy, and it's never been done before. But there's not a definite like. Let me say this: there's not a definite like, oh yeah, this quarterback is going to change the Saints, or oh yeah, this player in the draft is going to change the Saints. If we have a top 5 pick, we trade back, get
I
even
was
more
about
picks.
to say, do you trade away for picks in the draft after to go move up and get a quarterback that is actually going to be a for sure thing?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if at the end of the season, the draft comes up, we're top 5. Let's say we're like pick 3, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to take the Will Campbell.
Yeah. I mean, Trevor Penning has looked fine. I mean, not great,
Yeah.
not perfect, but serviceable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, you're
And
right.
and Talise Fuaga
He's
looks
looked good.
awesome.
He's looking good.
And, you're not gonna. Besides the point, I mean, sure, you could go and get Will Campbell. Sure, you could go and get Travis Hunter.
Go and look at our needs. It's offensive guard, defensive line. I mean, as bad as I know, our team is 2-7, but offensive guard, defensive line, and quarterback are our three big needs.
Yeah.
And if there's nobody there, like you're not taking a guard in the top 5.
Yeah. And,
There's probably not a generational type edge rusher that you're going to get. You're not going to find a Nick Bosa or Myles Garrett this year. I don't think.
and if there is,
maybe
then
there
that's where you would use the pick on.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. But
There's a defensive tackle out of Michigan that everybody's kind of been hyping up, which
Yeah.
that would fit a need.
It would.
But
it would make us better.
I think you shoot for if you're gonna build on the defensive line, Cam's not looking great. Chase Young's probably not coming back.
Oh, he's not. And
Granderson
he hasn't been
looks
that
good.
nice.
Granderson looks good. Get a
Brazier-
guy opposite of
Brazier looks
Granderson.
good.
Get a guy
Everybody
opposite of
else?
Granderson. Honestly, but if that guy's not in the top 5, don't reach for it.
Yeah,
Trade back,
exactly. That's,
build up them picks.
unless you're getting like some sort of for sure like potential Hall of Famer,
Yeah,
it's not going to help us next year.
for sure.
Truthfully.
For sure. You're not always going to have like a 2017 draft, right?
Yeah, no,
But-
you're not.
The more you load up on picks, what was that? The more you load up on picks, the more likely you can hit on somebody. You need
Yeah, no, that's true.
so right now I think we have 2/3, 2/4. Our second, our first. This is like the first time in a long time we've had all of our
Yeah.
top picks, and
It's pretty nice. It feels like almost like a luxury, but like at the same time, like this is like everybody else's standard process of drafting.
yeah,
it's weird.
hopefully hey, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna go out and say it. I apologize to you, Gail Benson. I didn't think you had it in
We're
you.
unfamiliar with your game.
I didn't think you had it in you, and you did it. So I know we talked a little bit about it earlier. She went out, talked to the players. They're like, "Hey, something's not right. We got to change the culture." Dennis Allen was the reason. Got rid of him. Mickey wasn't happy about it. In fact, Mickey, I hope your feet are
I
on
was
the
about to say,
burning
my,
a little
my
bit.
big question for you is: do you think it's even possible to turn this franchise around with Mickey Loomis?
Sure. I mean, he's done it once. I don't know.
But like,
I'd rather.
he's got a boys club, which it's just weird. What I'm most worried about is that
He brings on another. Yeah.
Darren Rizzi finds a way to win 4 or 5 games, and he's like, okay, locker room likes him. We're gonna hire him. He's been here forever, sort of thing. Just like kind of like Dennis Allen was. Like that was a head scratching pick to me, but you cannot hire a special teams coach as a head coach. Perfect for the interim.
Well,
Great locker room guy.
I actually-
energizes the guys. But
I might have to. I kind
where has
of.
it?
I kind of
where
leaned
has it
you.
been good, dude?
Here's the thing.
All right.
Let's say we hire a defensive coordinator. Let's say we did bring on Dennis Allen. Who does Dennis Allen know, right? On the team. The defense, right?
Dennis Allen knows everybody.
Well, I'm saying he's most familiar with
Okay.
the defense. You hire an offensive coordinator, most likely he's going to. Special teams coordinators, they deal with the whole team, right? I mean, the thing is that the issue with Dennis, because like I said, Dennis was a wet blanket. Sorry, Dennis. He was not a guy that lit the fire under your team's feet. And we need a guy that does it, whether it's Rizzi or not.
Sometimes-
Right now, he's earned that. Go watch any time Dennis Allen has like gone out of his way to be a little more like
Fiery.
a little more fired up, whatever. Darren Rizzi's already been doing it.
Dude, you're right, man. Sometimes you just need a guy who can pop out and show 'em.
Yeah, well, Dennis popped out and he showed him he was exactly what we thought he was.
Yeah.
He's not. But
Bomb.
the time that Dennis Allen apologized to the Falcons, that should have been it. But you know
Have
who
fun in
wasn't?
Denver.
You know who wasn't apologizing? Darren Rizzi. Darren Rizzi was
Rizzi.
getting up in
He's-
Arthur Smith's face. I'm excited to see him lead the team.
I'd like his passion, and I love his special teams mind. I hope he stays with the team a long time. But I just hope that we bring in someone fresh who wants to
I agree.
start things anew. Like, if you bring in Darren Rizzi and you have Darren Rizzi and Mickey Loomis, it's the same old thing. In my opinion,
yeah,
it's going to be the same old
For
thing.
sure. And look, I'm just saying if he proves himself that he can lead the team, sure. But I don't think that's going to be the case. We can't win. I mean, it's just where we're at right now. We can't be just a middle of the road team. We've been middle of the road the past 4 years, and it's just going to continue. You just do what everybody else does. I mean, we're
Look at the
whether we
Lions.
wanted to or not.
The
tank.
Lions went they were real bad their first year with Jared Goff, and then they turned it around, went I want to say 9-8 or something the year afterwards.
Yeah, and
Almost
that
made
was
the
with,
playoffs.
that was with a tight ends coach. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Dan-
I'm not. He fires the
Campbell.
team up.
Yeah, I mean maybe
I wish he was our head coach.
him or someone like Vrabes is exactly what the team needs, and Darren Rizzi's kind of similar to that.
Yeah, I
Feels
would.
like, but-
I would try to avoid. Look, I would have tried avoiding doing the same old thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anybody,
I understand.
Anybody who's been around when Sean Payton's been around when Mickey Loomis has been around when Dennis Allen's been around, needs to go. That's how I feel. Truthfully,
It's. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's. Look, Sean was a great coach, but that team was all built and was found. The foundation of that team was Drew Brees.
yeah.
Once he left, you saw that foundation crumble, and we're here today. So, like we said, we can keep going over it. I guess I know we've been repeating ourselves, but
I mean, I feel like this is going. It's a good episode.
yeah, no, I think it's a great episode. But my thing is, at the end of the day, I guess it's exciting. It's going to be one of the most exciting off seasons we've had in a while. Lots of draft picks,
Can you believe
hiring a new head coach.
9 games through the season we're talking about the draft?
Uh,
Can you believe that?
after those those first 2 games, I just can't believe where we're at today.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I said 9-8. I think we agreed on 9-8, and then we won two games, and you're like, "Nah, we're bumping this up. We're going 10-7 or 11-6." I'm like, "Dude, I can't argue with that."
yeah, I mean, you couldn't. You
And then
could.
what happened?
The product we saw on the field was an unstoppable. Even though
then-
we beat the Panthers, we beat the Cowboys at home. They're not a bad team.
The Eagles and Falcons, we were right there with.
Yeah, we beat ourselves up. We didn't. We lost those
It
games.
almost felt like we got 2-2, and it's like all the fire left the team. You're like, okay, this is enough for us to.
I
I know a lot of it's injuries.
but still, I mean, even if it's injuries, you address that. You figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
I know everybody blames it's Oshner. Well, Oshner's not.
The medical staff is
Yeah,
terrible.
it's whoever's the. You figure out the medical staff. Even if it's not the medical staff, you figure out the strength and conditioning coaches.
That's
if it's
it,
not
yeah.
that you just something's got to change. Michael Thomas, who is ridiculed, and people-
every week he just exposes the lies and and the truth behind the locker room.
Yeah,
and
I mean, you look at
coaching
it-
staff, and it's crazy.
and I don't always agree with what he's saying.
People tell him he's crazy. He's got CTE. He's the next Antonio Brown.
You know
but
what he is?
He doesn't miss.
You know what he is?
What is he?
He's a Saints fan.
He's a Saints fan.
And
Exactly.
You watch him out there, he's tweeting the same stuff that Saints fans are tweeting. He
Yes.
wants this team to be successful. So, Michael Thomas, I love him. I love Michael Thomas. I wish we could have. Sean Payton's arrogance ruined a Hall of Fame career, and here we are today.
Yeah, dude, it's rough.
But look, future of this team, we're probably not going to be good for a couple years,
Yeah.
right?
Who even
We're going to
knows?
be there along the way. I mean, how can the Coast best local podcast stay away? But it's going to be at least this offseason. It's going to be exciting, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for a new head coach. We got a bunch of draft picks. I say the biggest thing this season.
Nothing in free agency, but hey, the draft, the new coaches.
Yeah, and
be
you don't
exciting.
win. You don't win games off of free agency. You see these teams spend big money on free agency. It depends. There's some players are a little different, but you see these teams spend a ton of money on free agency, and they're still not anything. And I think the Browns have been doing it. They've been spending a lot of money. They traded for Deshaun Watson. They got all these big players, and they're in the same boat we are in. But
It's- no single player
it's
can
exciting.
fix an entire franchise.
No.
feels like.
But I think investing in the draft and getting young guys to build a team around to rebuild the culture. You bring on a coach who's going to build this culture. You bring in some young players to build around.
And also have patience with that coach. Like with Dennis Allen, you knew.
I mean,
Like, Dan
stat
Campbell
record.
went and won 1 or 2 games his first year. And I don't know what the Lions fans were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking.
They did a good job drafting. They built around Amon-Ra St. Brown. They built around Jameer Gibbs. They built around the O line.
Hutchinson.
Penei Sewell, Aiden
Nice
Hutchinson.
tool. Graham Glasnow or Frank something. I get it.
Man, they have some pretty good. They got a pretty good coaching staff
Oh,
over there. I wonder if
yeah.
we could snag some.
Well, Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell. I mean, I don't.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson would be perfect. I mean, I was saying Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell because they were on our coaching staff.
Yeah, they're former guys. I mean, look, I'm excited. You know, and in terms of like, I really didn't know if we'd fire Dennis. I really didn't. I didn't know if it would. If it was up to Mickey, we wouldn't have.
No.
So the fact that Gail stepped up, here we are, and now we have
That's
something
huge.
to look forward to.
Yeah.
Right.
So I
So
wonder if that sort of mentality transfers over to the Pelicans. I know we're not going to go off and talk about them, but just saying they got a lot of guys injured right now.
I don't know.
Wonder if Gail comes in and says, hey, "Okay, Loomis, you can't keep doing what you're doing."
New Orleans sports teams need a revival, right?
Yeah.
Because in this NFL, because years ago you could be the bag wearing Saints and people were okay with it, but this is a win now league. The product that this team, that the team needs to put out, and this is just any NFL team needs to put out, is winning, right?
Oh yeah.
Because if you're not winning,
People
get rid of
aren't
you
showing
quick.
up to the games too. If you're going to lose every game.
Yeah, I don't know. We're season ticket holders. I know you're not going. You know, hey, this man's NASCAR like fantasy dream came true. He's got all 3 of your top guys in there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have
Congratulations,
3
man.
drivers that I really like in there. I'm a Team Penske guy, so Ryan Blaney's my favorite. Like Joey Logano.
Oh.
Got the chance to meet Tyler Reddick.
That's
too.
awesome.
He's a really cool dude. But enough about NASCAR, Pelicans. I know.
Hey, no,
They wanna
that's
hear the
exciting.
big
Hey,
things.
it's
I love
yours.
NASCAR.
This is like your Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah, it's
congratulations.
like
So you're
having-
not going to the game. You're going to be watching that.
Yeah.
So and awesome. I'm glad some sports team is doing
That
good,
was
right?
crazy.
You know, LSU. I'm watching them. They're not. They
They're-
lost to A&M. It
they're
stinks,
entertaining.
but we're still.
Yeah.
There's still hope. We got to go beat Alabama if this tropical storm
Like-
hurricane doesn't,
It's like
cancel the game.
LSU it's tricky because college football they lose 3 games, some of them lose 2 games, and their playoff hopes are over. But the thing about LSU is that win or lose, it's gonna be just an incredible product. put
It's
on the
fun.
field. That is a fun team to watch.
It is. I love. I know. I showed y'all a video of me going. I think that might have been the last episode. I don't think we filmed another
It's
since
been
then. But
3
I
weeks.
showed you the episode where we went. And I went into the game. That was like one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. And there's. I'm hoping the Saints can get back to that point where fans are excited to go to the game. The crowd is
I
roaring.
mean, you should have seen the crowd in Rattlers first start. The crowd was crazy. I mean, and then after the first half, I mean.
Yeah, no,
We
for sure.
quickly realized that this is not
Yeah.
going to be the best 3-game stretch.
Yeah, and here we are.
Yep.
Look, 7-game losing streak. The only
Uncharted
thing that could have
territories.
the only thing that could have made it worse is if Dennis Allen was still our head coach walking into the next game.
Yeah.
The last game I thought he should have been fired. The game before that I think he should have been. And I've been hesitant on Dennis Allen. I know you have been too. We've given him the benefit
yeah.
of the doubt, but that doubt has arisen and it's shown that we shouldn't have had that doubt. He's a bad coach. He's a bad head coach.
I
He does not
remember-
lead the team.
I remember
So
when Sean Payton retired and we were interviewing people, I was like, I have to have Brian Flores or Eric Bieniemy. And you were right. You're like, I don't want him, but I know it's going to be Dennis Allen.
yeah,
You were right.
it is.
Because it's the same old
It's
boys
the-
club.
Yeah,
You don't want to. They don't want to. Saints don't want to make any major changes, and that's what has to happen. Because we're so far away from the Sean Payton era that we're trying to hang on to it, and every step down that we take
yeah.
away from it gets even worse.
It's time to
It's time to
modernize
change
this team.
Everything.
It's time to
We got
get a modern
we
quarterback.
got some
right?
great players on the team. We do. I think it's worth keeping all of them around, but something's got to change. Like
Yeah, 100%. And I think you start with the head coach, obviously.
we're trending
And you
towards the right
build.
direction.
Yeah, we're exactly. And for the first time in a long time, I'm excited for the future of this team.
Like
because
the fact that we even attempted to bring in Clint Kubiak, who is like really completely new, like
Yeah.
to us, like a dynamic offensive coordinator who, I mean, he hasn't produced the way we hoped he has, but
I don't know what
I
the
mean-
cause of that is, but give him. I mean, I'm giving him more than 1 year, right?
it's different from the status quo of what we've had. So
Actually, I
if we can
guess.
if we can go out there and just hire a solid head coach and let him do whatever he needs to with his team, there's a chance we turn things around.
Yeah. The Bengals were 0-16. they turned it around. They got Joe Burrow. Was it 0-16 or
No, they
0-17?
were like 2-14 or 3-13. They had Andy.
That was the
Dalton.
Browns who were 0-16.
Yeah.
Okay, but so the Bengals were really bad.
The Bengals were really bad.
They got a guy like Joe Burrow, then, had another year where they were bad, right? And then they went and got Jamar Chase, and then that year they went to a Super Bowl, right? Not to say that's it, but look at the Commanders. They were bad. They changed it. They had been around this Dan Schneider stuff forever.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they were like, you know what? He's gone. They have a new owner. They get a new head coach. They get they go out and draft a stellar star quarterback, and now they're trending in the right direction. Look at there was another. Look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals were not great, and now they're in almost the same scenario we're in, where they went out and they drafted a bunch of young players and they hit on a bunch of them,
and really didn't do much in free agency.
Are they leading the division right now? I think they're leading their division.
No shot.
They are leading their division.
They are leading their division. They're all like 4-4, 3-5.
But they're technically on top. Where is the NFL at?
After really everybody was putting them in like the bottom 5 teams. Like
here we go. So standings. There they are at the top. Arizona's 5-4. Everybody else is 4-4.
Wow. Good for them.
Oh, hold on. Live Saints news. The Saints are signing running back Xavier Valade to the practice squad. Woo! That's the biggest news of the day.
Wow. I mean, after working out Boston Scott, we went with this guy. All right. I don't know anything about him. Maybe he's
the next.
No.
Yeah,
I've heard of just about the top 3 running backs on every single team in the NFL. This dude, never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Hey,
right, good luck.
Welcome to the Saints, baby.
Welcome to the Saints, man.
Who dat? You came at the right time.
Yeah.
There's been a couple staff changes, if you'll notice. The things are changing. Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team.
Look, we'll continue this in next week's episode. We're probably running at about 30 minutes right now. I don't know how many people are still watching the show, but again, we just want to thank you for this award. Such a cool thing to like win.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to all the people who are always commenting on our videos and giving us support, and all our family that voted for us, and friends and coworkers who all voted for us. We appreciate you. And just again, we'll have this out so you can see it, just to see. Look at this. It's kind of weird. I know. That's like the stand. It's just sits on this little peg. It's gonna fall and break. We're gonna like do something. How Trace does, and he's just up and sell it. We're gonna knock it. It's gonna fall.
You gotta put it on the post outside and have it look like a bird feeder or something. Huh?
It does. It kind of looks like something sits right here. Whatever. Look, guys, we appreciate it. And again, sorry we've been gone. I was out in Denver for a week. I gave you a little teaser episode. We re-signed Alvin Kamara.
Whoa.
Wow.
Big news.
That is awesome. I mean, that is
Poor
huge.
guy.
I'm glad
I'm joking.
He's a guy that you keep on the team. He's the kind of Cam Jordan you want on the offense. He'll be the guy that when we bring in these new guys, we bring in Genty. That would be cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be
cool.
crazy.
We bring on Genty. He said his favorite running back is Alvin Kamara.
That'd be crazy. Just saying.
I mean, the way you do that. Okay, we're gonna speed up. Look, the way you do that, you trade back. You have the picks, right? You don't just take Genty at number 5, right? Let's just say we're number 5. You trade back, you get some more picks. You take Genty later on in the first, but you've already built up more picks later on. So now you got Genty and that 2 second-round picks and the first-round pick, 2 first-round picks next year.
And then you trade those 2 first-round picks for a third-round pick.
No, you trade those first 2.
Sorry, keep going.
You take those first Marcus Davenport. No, not again. Oh. We're gonna do an episode since the Saints suck.
We gotta do like a hypothetical.
We're gonna do like a thing. Look, the next episode, because this episode's gone too long, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go down the rabbit hole of how Marcus Davenport ruined the franchise and put us on where we're at today.
Poor guy.
Anyways, guys.
You're gonna pick on a man with 9 fingers. That's crazy.
Hey, you got anything else for us?
Nah, man. Yeah, y'all just keep supporting us. I know we haven't put as much out lately. It's been rough. We've been out of town, all that sort of stuff. Please, just like and comment and share and keep supporting us. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
And go Saints.
hey,
Ooh.
they'll be losing, but it's for the greater good,
Right.
right? Destiny arrives all the same.
We're about to go on 8-game win streak. Mark my words.
Hey, if we can win one more game the rest of the year, I hope it's the Falcons. I hope we beat the Falcons.
Okay.
You're gonna go. Oh my! You're going to Green Bay. You're gonna go freeze your butt off to watch
On
the
a
Saints
Monday
lose.
night.
You're going all the way out there just to
It's
watch the
gonna
Saints
be
lose.
like
That's
negative
miserable.
degrees. No, it's gonna be the craziest football experience ever. It's gonna be awesome
Yeah, it's
and miserable.
yeah. Jordan Love's gonna put up 4 touchdowns, and
You mean Malik Willis?
hey, whoever they put in there, he's been doing fine. Whatever. But anyways, guys, it's been a fun episode. I've had a great time. The victory cigars didn't last long, but hey,
No.
the Saints are trending in the right direction, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Talking Saints, feel the rush, every play.